Hello, welcome to SAT Double Take. We're going to solve this problem two different ways. You pick the best one for you. Let's do it. All right, number 5 from the no calculator section of exam 2 from College Board. If k is greater than 0 and x equals 7 in the equation above, what is the value of k? All right, so ultimately we want to solve for this letter here. Let's show the first way that comes to mind. Maybe the way your teacher would want you to do it. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it here. 2k squared. We don't know what k is. They're asking us to solve for that. And I kind of shorted my little house here, so I'm just going to extend that a bit. Minus x, but we know what x is. They tell us it's 7. And bam, we can now rewrite it with the number plugged in. Now, ultimately, we want to get k by itself. And we get so excited about that sometimes that we forget that we want to kind of not jump right to it. We actually kind of want to like chip away around the sides of an equation before you can truly isolate what you're looking for. So what I mean by that is let's first get this to the other side. Let's get this radical by itself, because when it comes to radicals and fractions, you want to isolate what's within them, you got to get the radical by itself in this case. All right, so now we have this here set up, 2k squared plus 17. The root of that is equal to 7. How do we get rid of this house here? We're going to square it. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So now we have 2k squared plus 17, everything stays the same because it was under a radical, equals 7 squared, which is 49. And now we can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here, right? We can see that we're getting closer to getting k by itself. So first, let's get 2k squared by itself. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to subtract 17 from both sides. Bam, bam. And then what you have here is 2k squared equals 32. And now k squared, we can, getting closer, just divide 2 to each side. That's going to cancel that out. And then you're left with k squared equals 16. And then the final step here, how do you get k by itself? Well, you got to square root both sides. And then you got, bam, k equals 4, which is C. So this is the way maybe your teacher would want you to go about it, but the answers are right in front of us. So let's get into how to solve this on SAT day. If for some reason you feel like you have a good idea of what k could be, or maybe you're not great with isolating, or you just, you want to break some rules. And the way you'd go about this is you do want to rewrite it where it's 2k squared plus 17. And then that's minus 7 equals 0. And now we're just going to rewrite it to recognize that we still want it equal to 7. And what I mean by that is I'm going to leave this blank. Squared plus 17 equals 7. We now just have to figure out what number do we plug in here that once you square it, you multiply it by 2, you add it to 17, and then you take it as a square root, that it equals 7. And because we know the answer here is 4, we can go about plugging that in as this is the correct answer. And what you're going to see is both sides equal 7. But let's see what happens if we plug in the wrong answer. What is that going to look like? So I'll choose a different color here just to say wrong, right? Let's say we thought maybe it was A. Well, then what we can have here is it's 2. Oh, let me switch back to green. So 2 squared, that's 4. So then you have 2 times 4 plus 17. Does that equal 7? Well, 2 times 4, PEMDAS tells us that that's 8 plus 17. And then 8 plus 17, that's going to be 25. The square root of 25, does that equal 7? Nope, because it's 5. That does not equal 7, so it's definitely not A. And what I can see is that it's pretty close, so it is maybe worth trying. Like, if we don't know that the answer is C, then you can kind of maybe jump to C to kind of see if you over jump it. And then you would, if let's say C wasn't the answer and it was too big, then you know that it was B, because this is increasing in order as you go down the list. So just keep that in mind. And that is your SAT double take. Best of luck.